you for turning on the camera, and I'm very honored to be here to, hear your story. And thank you for sharing your story for all of the readers of our newspaper and all the audience. Very, very, I'm very glad you have time. So, would you please introduce yourself and your family, also your experience this year's first?
Okay, my name is Cecilia Moy Yep. I am a mother with 3 grown children, 9 grandchildren, and 7 great-grandchildren. And I lived in
Wow.
Chinatown for about 85 years. So I wasn't born in Chinatown, but I was raised in Chinatown, and I raised my children in Chinatown. I first got involved with the problems of Chinatown is when the city was going to, city, state, and federal government was going to take the whole Redeemer Church and School, which actually was the historical place that was the only school built for Chinese children in the whole nation. So my children were going to that school, and I felt that the city and state had taken away a lot of the businesses and homes in the neighborhood for public projects. But the school was important to us because without the businesses, the people, and the church and school, there's no community. And so I knew it was a community issue. And so I felt that we have to get involved and do something about it. So it's a long struggle, but eventually working with the government, we were able to agree on a scaled down expressway, the expressway as it is today. There were 3 options. First was no build, but that was impossible because they had already taken businesses and residents in Chinatown. And the other option was to make it a boulevard expressway, which meant they'd have to take another block of houses and businesses along Vine Street. So we didn't like that alternative. So the only one left, the lesser of the 3 evils, was to build a scaled down expressway, which did save the church and school. So we actually fought for that alternative. And we were successful because the church and school is still standing. It just celebrated its 80th anniversary. So after we worked on the church and school, we were successful, but the Archdiocese of Philadelphia wanted to know, well, who's going to go to this school? Because with all the demolition in the community, there aren't many children left. But we said quite rapidly, without really thinking about the process, is that, oh, we're going to rebuild all the houses that were lost. And so that's how we got into building homes so that the community could be stabilized as it was before the demolitions. So we worked with government and to get relocation housing, and we were successful in accomplishing a comprehensive plan, which included three developments. The first was Mae Wah Yun, which would take care of the people that were displaced by government action and which they were responsible for according to the relocation program in 1970, I believe it was. And so we had built after Mae Wah Yun, which was 55 units of housing for replacement. Then we built Dynasty Court, which was subsidized Section 8 for those people living in rented apartments, and that was 55 units. And the third development was Onlook House for senior citizens, again, 55 units, which is at 10th and Spring Street. All 3 developments have been very successful. So it was a big step to revitalizing Chinatown. After that, there was other developments done, like Sing Yun and Mei Yun. Mei Yun was a very difficult project because it encompassed the possessions of over 100 properties. A lot of people who had passed away, unknown owners, and it took over a year to get that site prepared. But Mei Yun was built on it, and it was a unique project in that it was not only subsidized housing, but it was sale housing where people could actually own their homes. So it had, again, 55 units of sale and subsidized housing, but all ownership of property. And it was unique because it was built over a tunnel, the Center City Commuter Rail Tunnel. And so we had to figure out how to build because they had to get access to the tunnel. So we used part of the development for parking, which was very successful because the money from the parking takes care of the landscaping in the property. The project was very popular and recognized by the federal government, HUD, and was given an award, the Fannie Mae Maxwell Award, which is presented to for community development, excellence in community development. So that was a real feather in our hat. See, I can't hear you again.
I'm sorry. Thanks again. Thanks very much. You know, when you remind us so many, you know, development in the Chinatown as a part of your life, also part of your job. And yeah, thanks for telling us that. Okay, let's go back to your childhood, because I know you moved in to Chinatown when you were 10 years old, right? 10 years old. Yeah. And I also know that your dad is from Guangdong province, China, and your mom is a German woman. So do you remember what Chinatown was like when you were young, about 10 years at that time?
Okay. Like most Chinese men that came to this country to make their fortune, my father was a laundryman and was sending money back to his family in China. But after a while, he outlived his mother and sister. And so there was no reason for him to go back. He just continued his laundry business in Philadelphia. So he met my mother, who was actually German descent, not, you know, from Germany. Her parents were, but he met my mother and they got married, and she helped them in the laundry. And although she was Caucasian, she learned how to write and say all the articles of clothing that she needed to have to help my father. So when I guess it was a time when polyester became popular, a lot of the laundrymen weren't doing as well, and they started to enter into the restaurant business, which people like Chinese cooking, and they were able to provide for their families by being in a restaurant rather than the laundry business. So my father moved us to Chinatown, basically because he really wanted us, the children, to learn Chinese and to learn the culture and the customs. And so that's why he moved us here. And so at the time, we went to, this is before Holy Redeemer was built back in the late 29. I was actually, what do they call it, Depression baby. I was born the year of the Depression. So things were not good for most people in Philadelphia and the world, for that matter. But he brought us to Chinatown, and we found a house where we could rent, and my brothers and sisters and I went to St. John's School at 12 South 12th Street, 13th Street. And that's where we started our, I guess, our relationship with people from the community. And actually, we were the first Catholic family in Chinatown. There were no other Catholics. Most were other religions. So I guess, well, I went to school, and then when they built Holy Redeemer in 1941, I transferred to Holy Redeemer, and which was built at 9th and Vine, 915 Vine, and my brothers also went there too. So all my brothers and sisters graduated from Holy Redeemer, and it's strange to know that. Well, actually, it's not strange. The people living next door to me were classmates, that we have been classmates since 7th grade, and we're all in our 90s. So there's long developed friendships and relationships in Chinatown. So we that's why it was so important for us to fight for the church, because it meant so much to us, because that's actually was the focal point of the community. It's where we not only went to school, that's where we went to play after school. That's where we had our social events, dances, skating, movies, whatever. And that's where actually we got married. Our children were baptized there, and we even buried our dead there. So it has deep emotional relationships with Holy Redeemer Church, because it's been so much a part of our life. And that's why I think we had to fight so hard to protect it and save it. It meant so much to so many people. And actually, when you really look at it, Holy Redeemer, before it was built, Chinatown was very small. They only had about 740 people, I think, living there, because it was a tough battle, because we had to not only fight the city, who we said, oh, the city's doing this, and the city said, no, we're not doing this. The state's doing this, and the state said, no, we're not doing this. This is a federal highway. So we had to deal at every level of federal of government. So it was a long and stressful battle, but we came out on top, which was really the purpose. And so Holy Redeemer, actually, people from outside of Chinatown sent their children there because they taught Chinese, and they were the parents felt they were safe and in a good environment, where there were other Chinese children going to school there, and that it was highly recommended, because most of them were academically achievers. So what the next phase?
I'm very interested. Which language do you speak? Did you speak in your family? Cantonese or German or English?
Oh, no. My mother was only German descent, so she didn't know too much of language. My father, he was the one who spoke Chinese to us all the time, Cantonese, from Guangzhou. Yeah. So
you can still speak some Cantonese right now, right? Nowadays.
Well, my father's been gone for over 50 years, so I don't have anybody speaking to me in Chinese. So I'm losing it, because I live alone, and I don't really, even when I was married, my husband's always spoke English to me, so I really haven't been able to use it. I mean, I can go to the shop or do some, regular colloquial and understand what they're talking about.
Okay.
But basically, and you know, everybody was speaking Cantonese in Chinatown when I was growing up. Everybody knew everybody, and everybody was speaking Cantonese. Now it's entirely different. I mean, people are speaking all kind of dialects: Vietnamese, Mandarin, Guangzhou. I mean, not Guangzhou.
Fujian.
You know, Fujianese.
Fujianese, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so many dialects going on in Chinatown now. But I think that Chinatown serves a very important presence in the city of Philadelphia because we have so many senior citizens here that can live independently. They can shop, go to the doctors, optician, hospitals. Everything is within walking distance for them and very convenient. So a lot of senior citizens want to live in Chinatown. Unfortunately, there haven't been enough senior citizen developments yet. There is one coming up, but previous to this, it was only one, and the waiting list was like 300, and you know, a long wait before they ever got in. So we're looking forward to expanding the community, and but I know that the Philadelphia Chinatown has a majority of senior citizens who need that assistance of a community.
That's one of the important meaning for Chinatown, because the senior people, maybe for them, Chinatown is a city in the city, their own city in Philadelphia, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the oldest ethnic communities in the city. We're 150 years old, and we're still here and surviving, and we have a very community. We have a community is really is very has a lot of vitality in it, and a lot of people from all over the city come to Chinatown. It's we used to call it a breadbasket because people always came here to eat or to buy groceries or to shop and go to church or whatever. But it's a place where we call home. Because we always come back. And I never left, so.
Yeah, also for the, for the Chinese community in the greater Philadelphia, especially the one like me, that don't live in Chinatown, but it's like a emotional and a cultural hub for the all the Chinese people living around in the large area around Philadelphia.
Right. And most Chinese know somebody here or go to a favorite restaurant or a hairdresser or a shop, and this is part of their life too. I mean,
yeah.
So it's so important. I don't know why the city disregards that fact. You know, it's they think that we could survive everything, but you know, it's been very hard surviving in Chinatown because of being where we are, adjacent to a central business district. It works for us, but it works against us too with the traffic and whatever. So but I think living here all these years, we become accustomed to some of them. But I mean, you know, how much can the community take? We're like every other community where we're coming out of COVID and we still haven't recovered. So I think that like every other neighborhood, we need help too.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So I back to your experience back to when in 1960s, when the Wine Expressway was set to build up at that time. I know that when all the communities move out, you still choose to live in your own house in a very bad condition.
Yeah.
So what's your
Go ahead.
why do you choose to do that? And what when you
Mhm.
recall that, uh, do you still think it's very worthy to do it at that time?
Well, I think that, it's kind of a little bit in the reverse. When we came and we built the housing in Chinatown, the new housing for replacement of what we lost about 25% of the housing. So
Mm,
those three developments helped a lot. And it did stabilize the community for a while. But Chinatown is growing, and there's not enough housing for people. And so that's why a lot of them are going to the Northeast or to the South Philly. But what happens is the people that lived here, I live in a row of 6 houses. Nobody has moved. We're
mm,
all the same house kind of thing, or a daughter or a son when the parents passed away.
mm,
What happened is the parents were stabilized in their houses, but the children, when they um, were growing up, went to college, got an education, there is no housing available for them. They didn't need subsidized housing. They were making a living, and they were living independently of their parents. So they moved out. But when you think about it, the young people that were educated actually were the cream of the crop. They were the ones that could have done so much more for Chinatown, but they weren't here because they had moved elsewhere. Their commitment was to their family wherever they lived. They come
mm,
back and visit the parents, but the parents are not the ones that move out. It's the children that move out. And it's because of like the first generation were uh, in Chinatown were non-educated, went to
mm,
grammar school, maybe. Second generation, like myself, we went to high school, not college.
mm,
Third generation and on are going to college and to grad school and are professionals in every field. So they 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 can afford to move to the suburbs and to live a higher class of life. So,
mm.
and there's no place in here in Chinatown for them to raise a family. There's no
Mm.
3-bedroom houses available
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. The
So,
room is
so
very limited. Yeah.
right, so they don't have a choice, and that's why it's so important that we start looking at multifamily housing so that this community can continue to grow.
So, do you think it's a good for a Chinatown, or is a bad thing for Chinatown as the people keep moving out of the town?
Well, it's kind of bad for in that we don't have the young people who
Mm,
should be taking over and and helping us. And because the older people are, we're dying off. And who's gonna be working for us, so to speak? Because the immigrants just coming in are learning. Most part don't have an education yet, and don't know how to help whoever's here.
mm,
So that it's very important that we start establishing families who can become that important factor in being able to help the community. Because
mm,
if we still just have old people living here, that's not good.
mm,
Our community has to grow in order to survive.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know that later you work as the executive director for PCDC since 1974, and the PCDC was established in 1979. So, can you tell me what's the motive for you to join in the PCDC and do more stuff for Chinese community at that time?
Actually, PCDC, uh, we I was the one who did the first town meeting in Chinatown
Mm,
after it was announced that they were going to take the church and school. we had I organized a meeting at on the Young Association, and we had over about 250 people attend. Everybody in Chinatown was very upset that we were going to lose the school and church. So I organized it, and I got the help of Zhonghua Gongsuo Jijik Joseph Low to help me to get the Chinese-speaking people at the same meeting so that we can all hear the same thing and provide a translator. So the thing about it was, actually, it was 1966. The city had a meeting out at Logan Square, the library, to announce that they were going to take the church and school. Of course, the whole community was upset. So when we came back, I organized the first town meeting because they had already heard the news and didn't know what to do. And so Zhonghua, mostly seniors, elderly men, at that time, no women. So I kind of broke the law on calling a meeting and running a meeting as a woman. But I had to, because we had to do something. And I kind of was, didn't know what to do because I had just lost my husband. I was 32 years old and had 3 young children to take care of. So I didn't know how much I could do. And I wasn't educated in all this city planning thing. So I did the best I could. I called a meeting, told them how it was, and we had to do something and try to organize the people who wanted to help, to find out who wanted to serve on committees and who wanted to find out information and who wanted to visit the city people, different departments that were involved. And that was in 1966. We didn't incorporate until 1969. We didn't have any funds. We didn't have any office. We didn't, I mean, we just worked as grassroots organization. And in 1969, in order to raise funds, we were formed a nonprofit corporation. We were all volunteers. Nobody got paid until we hired our first executive director. And that's when we start, really formalizing. But we were all volunteers. No one got paid. In fact, I didn't, I guess almost 50 years as a volunteer.
Okay. Sorry, Cecilia. Anna told us. Yeah. Yeah, we still have a few questions that will take half an hour about. So as you mentioned that you work like as a volunteer, no pay, no fund. Yeah, very in the very difficult situation at that time. So did you have a job? Did you have something to do to make a living at that time, or what's your situation back then?
Yeah, well, I did have a job, but I had to leave the job because my husband had a terminal illness. So at the hearing, I wasn't working. I had the 3 babies.
So it must be a very tough time for you, I think.
Yeah, because attending meetings and sending out notices and all that was a lot of work for one person. But since I wasn't working, I managed to take care of the children and to do what I had to do to organize the community.
Yeah, so it's you make do you think you make a decision? Because I think you might devote some your personal time. You can playing with your kids, but you decide to spend more time to work for the community.
I don't think that it became a decision because 2 of my children were in school. So
Okay.
during the day when they were in school, I could do what I had to do. But family to me always came first, especially when I was a single head of household. So that was it was a necessity that I would be taking care of my family.
Yeah, and also I believe that the work you do and all the contributions you made is not only for your own kids, but also for all the Chinese community and all the Chinese kids and the kids around, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
So
I
it's
did have
a
a lot of help. I had a lot of help. When we incorporated in 1969, we formed a board. So we had a board that um, worked on it with me. So the excuse me, the president at the time, George Moy, was very helpful. He had a full-time job. We did a lot of 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock meetings after everybody came home from work and ate their dinner. We
oh my
managed to get
gosh.
together quite a few times. And then we had committees that didn't meet every night, but met on certain nights. And so we organized.
Is PCDC the first organization, a similar one to, protect Chinatown and also to make a plan to the development of the Chinatown also?
Yes, because the only organized group was Zhonghua Gongsuo, which was the elders of the community that were Chinese speaking. A few spoke English, but most were and didn't know how to do it or what to do it or couldn't talk to officials, because that was what the city was saying. We don't know who to talk to. Nobody can speak English. But I said, that's not so. I said, but anyhow, I argued that point. But the thing about it was that through our committees and people volunteering, that's how we managed to get things done. Because we had to do a lot of knocking on doors. And so I could manage to do that during the day when my children were in school.
So what position do you think the PCDC hold in protecting and developing Chinatown?
We were
What
the only,
position?
we were the only ones that were doing it. We were the only ones. In fact, PCDC is the oldest CDC in the country. We're older than Frisco and all the others in fighting
Oh, really?
back. Yes,
Okay.
we're the oldest one, Philadelphia, and even more so, it surprised me than California. But back in the 70s, California CDC held a consortium and invited all the Chinatowns, because what was happening was the federal government was giving money to the major cities to do urban renewal. And we were saying it's urban removal, because Chinatowns were, through discrimination in all the bad sections of the city. San Francisco was the docks, New York was the Bowery, Philadelphia Skid Row. So we were all adjacent to areas that needed revitalization. So that's why, in a way, it was discriminatory against Chinese, because we were in all those places. And it wasn't they were going to build us up, it was because they were going to remove us. So
Yeah.
that was a very political issue. So we were fighting on many levels.
Okay, so I know that you resigned the president from PCDC in 1999, and but I think we can know you as a spiritual leader, a very important part of the PCDC in nowadays. So, what do you think is the most important things to do now to protect, Chinatown? As we know, we still have some threaten from
Mhm.
the Sixers new basketball
Yeah, yeah.
arena. And what do you think is the most important thing to do now?
The most important thing is to get rid of the 76ers, to fight
Ah, yes,
them.
yes, yes.
What they're already doing is closing streets. I mean, and they
Uh-huh.
say that during the games, they will close 10th and 11th Street. Well, that's Chinatown. So they're going, every time they have a game, are they going to close Chinatown? What are we supposed to do? We can't
Mm-hmm.
let that happen. We have to, find out what's going on, because they're making so many misstatements of fact that,
Mm,
and the sad part is the mayor's helping them kind of,
mm.
because they were supposed to do an independent study, but the Sixers are paying for it. Don't you think the study is going to reflect their favor if they're
Of
paying for
course
it?
not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a very stupid, yeah,
So,
decision.
I mean,
Yeah.
we just have to get the support of the new city council people,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't have a full council now. And we have to really uh, publicize how bad this is going to be for Chinatown. And
Mm-hmm.
Squella, our councilman, went to Washington. He saw what was going on, and it's even worse now. So they only have like 8 stores in Chinatown.
My
And
gosh.
so Squella can help us, because I mean, a lot of stores didn't open because of the COVID and closed, and some of them are only doing takeout. So we have to find, Chinatown has to find ways that we can reopen and become vital again as we were before the COVID.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have any expansion for the new Philadelphia mayor? It's
Uh,
going to be elected in November.
well, I don't know. I I'm I'm worried because Sherelle Parker is almost uh, a key. I mean, she probably will be the mayor. And David O, who is Republican Party, is
Mm-hmm.
a very good guy, and we wouldn't have to worry if he was elected. But we don't have enough votes. The
Mm.
Democrats have more votes than the Republicans, but he's running, which is a good thing. Uh, the fact that he is running is good, because he's a good person, but he has a lot of competition. Part of the problem is that the unions that Sherelle Parker was supported by have been promised so much stuff. And now the new 76ers are promising jobs for 9,000 people, and
Mm-hmm.
going to give money to the school district, and going to do this and help the communities and protect Chinatown. How could they protect us when they're moving in on us? So, but I mean, what they're saying sounds good, but we have to tell people it's not so.
Mm-hmm.
And because one man, Dan Hilferty from Comcast Spectacor, has been saying that they're making misstatements of fact, that they're not telling the truth all the time. And he just did a recent article, and I think there should be more articles by Chinese people into the paper and tell the true story. We have to get
Mm.
the true story out.
Yes, 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 I totally agree. So, are you still living in Chinatown now?
Yes.
Okay, so for 85 years, I really want to know what the Chinatown to you, yeah, in your heart.
Well, Chinatown's my home. I mean,
Okay,
Chinatown's
go
my
ahead.
home. It's where I've spent my whole life. Where a lot of my work is in Chinatown. I mean, I did the Friendship Gate, and I did housing developments.
Mm-hmm.
I've helped with the church work. I'm still involved in organizations. I'm on the boards in Chinatown Community Organization, and anything I can do, I will do, because if I can help in any way, shape, or form, I'll be happy to do it. But I'm like 93 years old now and don't
Wow.
have too much strength and energy left. But when I have to speak out, I will speak out.
Okay. So, can you describe your daily life? Do you have any time to just go on Chinatown street and choose some restaurant, your favorite restaurant to stay, to sit and enjoy the food there?
Well, actually, I'm a little handicapped in getting around. I need assistance,
Mm-hmm.
so I go to Sankey restaurant, and I do take out from David Meilawa, the older places. I don't really haven't been around Chinatown to try out all the new places, but someday I will. I hope to, but I want to support our people, and I hope that the people in Chinatown eat in Chinatown so that they
Yes.
support the restaurants too.
Yeah, support the small business. Yeah, Chinese
Right. Yes.
community owned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
and also.
I'm a co-founder of the Asian American Women's Coalition. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Mhm.
I'm the co-founder of that, and we try to eat around, what they say, to help support, community. So that's one thing, that we get our organizations to try to cooperate and support the
Mhm.
businesses.
Okay, got you. So my last question is, yeah, we know that more and more young people are not living in Chinatown anymore. They are more willing to move out of the old city. And what do you want to say to the younger generation? What's your, hope for them? Yeah, say something to the young generations.
I hope that they realize how lucky they are to have a community that loves them and protects them and wants them to not only come home, but to live here, because this is really a safe and good environment to bring up a family.
Okay.
And
Mm. That's it, right?
this is off the top of my head.
Yeah. Do you think the young
And
people?
you know what? There is a problem. The problem is, like, even my son and daughter, when there was no
Mm,
place when they were young, just married, to live in Chinatown, and there still is no place to raise a family. But
yeah.
they bought outside of Chinatown, like Mount Laurel, or uh, places in Cherry Hill or wherever they were. And they've made a commitment for 30 years. I mean, they have a mortgage. They have to keep working and keep paying for the mortgage of where they're living. So that's a problem. They couldn't come back to Chinatown even if they wanted
Mm,
to. That's a
yeah.
problem.
Yeah. But
So
I think,
we have to
yeah.
get the young people, who
Mm,
are just starting families, who haven't committed yet,
mm,
to moving outside, to but we have to provide them with housing, or else it doesn't work. There's no
yeah. It's
place to
not
raise a
easy.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's catch 22.
But I think on the other hand, not even when the young people not even live in Chinatown, but they are a part of the Chinese community, and the Chinatown will be part of their life.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I also think that when young people participate more in the community affair, just like I know in PCDC, we have a lot of program for younger people, like a young leadership
Mhm.
program, and also yeah, they can learn how to serve the community and work for the community also. Is it,
Mhm.
it's I think it's a very important thing for a young generation. because they need to identify who they are.
Yeah. Well, that's true. And the thing about it is there are a lot of young people who look at Chinatown as their home, even though they can't live here. The thing about, I mean, you would be surprised. We have groups of people that meet regularly. Like my son grew up in Chinatown. He has a group of young men who meet the first Thursday of every month and have dinner together. So, I mean, there's still camaraderie among the young people. I mean, they grew up together because and so they know community, and they feel at home here. It's a place for them to come, and that's so important because I mean a lot of young people don't know where to go, what to do, but I mean we have a lot, even with the churches. There are a lot of people who grew up in the churches that come back and help out to fundraise, to work, paint the rooms and things like that. I mean, we are so lucky that so many of them are so faithful to us that still continue to look at Chinatown as home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope they can look Chinatown as their home forever. And thanks for having us today. And I think I got all the questions. And I hope you can enjoy your life in Chinatown, and keep healthy and happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Thank you, Cecilia, for joining us today and interviewing on PCDC's behalf. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Did you learn anything, Anna?
I did. I learned a lot. I was like, I knew that you had a huge part here in Chinatown, and it was really like good for me to hear that, like just hearing from you specifically, your story. And I don't know if you know, but I actually did get in 2018, I received the George Moy Yep scholarship.
Oh. No, I didn't. Well, I can't remember. There's so many. We've helped over 300 girls. And, I don't know if you know about Saturday's event at Crane. We're doing a workforce.
I didn't.
I talked to Rosalind.
Okay, I will.
She's organizing it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we're doing that. It's going to be at Crane. I can't come. I'm having visitors from Florida. So my son's coming home with four kids. So I'm going to be busy.
Yeah, enjoy your time with family.
Okay. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you. I will see you soon. Thank you, guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.